Imagine being the last human on an abandoned Earth. For centuries, Dr. Elias Vorn wandered the empty halls of humanity's past. But one day, everything changed. A signal from deep space revealed a connection between Earth's forgotten history and an ancient alien civilization. What he discovered would rewrite everything we thought we knew about our planet's greatest mystery, the extinction of the dinosaurs. Could this discovery explain why humanity left Earth? And what really happened 66 million years ago? Watch until the end to uncover the shocking truth that connects our past to an alien conspiracy spanning millions of years. Don't forget to subscribe for more mind-bending science fiction stories. Dr. Elias Vorn adjusted his environmental suit as he stepped through the crumbling remains of the Smithsonian Institution. Dust particles danced in the beams of his helmet lights, illuminating exhibits that hadn't seen visitors in over 2 centuries. The silence was profound, broken only by the soft hum of his suit's life support systems. He had spent decades cataloging the remnants of human civilization, preserving what he could of Earth's history, while the rest of humanity ventured among the stars. The decision to leave Earth had been unanimous 300 years ago. Overcrowding, climate collapse, and dwindling resources had made staying unsustainable. They called it the Great Migration, but to Elias, it felt more like abandonment. As the last custodian of Earth's past, he maintained the archive, a vast digital repository containing everything humanity had learned about itself. Every morning, he transmitted updates to the orbital relay station, though he suspected few people in the colonies actually cared about Earth's ancient history anymore. The routine had become almost meditative over the years. Each day began with system checks in his underground habitat beneath the ruins of Washington, D.C., followed by field expeditions to various archaeological sites around the globe using his personal shuttle. Today's destination was different, a series of anomalous readings detected by the archive's Deep Space Monitoring Array. For weeks, strange patterns had been appearing in the static of cosmic background radiation, too organized to be natural. At first, Elias dismissed them as interference from passing comets or malfunctioning equipment, but the signals persisted, growing stronger and more complex with each passing cycle. As he analyzed the data in his lab, something caught his attention. The frequency patterns matched those predicted by theoretical models of quantum entanglement communication. This wasn't just any signal, it was a message, deliberately encoded and transmitted across unimaginable distances. His hands trembled slightly as he ran additional verification protocols, knowing that if confirmed, this discovery could change everything humanity understood about intelligent life in the universe. Elias traced the signal's origin to a distant region of space near the Oort cloud, far beyond Pluto's orbit. Using the archive's ancient but still functional deep space telescopes, he identified an object that shouldn't have been there, a massive construct, approximately 10 kilometers in diameter, drifting silently at the edge of the solar system. Its surface reflected light in peculiar patterns, suggesting it was covered in some kind of crystalline material unknown to human science. More disturbingly, spectral analysis revealed traces of iridium and other rare elements found in unusually high concentrations in the geological layer, marking the Cretaceous-Paleogene boundary. The same elements associated with the mass extinction event that wiped out the dinosaurs 66 million years ago. As he cross-referenced this information with historical records, a chilling possibility emerged. Humanity had always assumed the extinction was caused by a massive asteroid impact, but what if the truth was far stranger? What if the object responsible for the extinction had been artificial all along? The implications kept Elias awake for days, his mind racing with possibilities. He expanded his search parameters, directing the telescopes to scan similar regions throughout the solar system. To his astonishment, he discovered evidence of identical constructs in several locations, near Jupiter's Trojan points, embedded in Saturn's rings, even orbiting the Sun at close proximity. They formed a pattern that suggested deliberate placement, creating what appeared to be an ancient network of some kind. The objects shared common characteristics. Their crystalline surfaces contained microscopic etchings that seemed to form a complex writing system, and they emitted periodic bursts of energy that synchronized with the mysterious signals he'd initially detected. Working tirelessly, Elias developed new algorithms to decode these transmissions. Slowly, painfully slowly, fragments of information began to emerge: mathematical sequences, chemical formulas, and what appeared to be star charts. Most intriguing were repeated references to a species designation that translated roughly as guardians of balance, accompanied by images of reptilian creatures bearing striking similarities to Earth's extinct dinosaurs. As the decoding progressed, a narrative began to take shape. The Guardians described themselves as an ancient race tasked with maintaining ecological equilibrium across multiple worlds. Their mission involved periodically intervening in planetary ecosystems to prevent any single species from achieving dominance that might threaten biodiversity. On Earth, they had observed the rapid evolution of dinosaurs and determined that their continued existence posed an unacceptable risk to planetary stability. The object near the Oort cloud was one of many deployment vessels used to deliver what they termed reset protocols, sophisticated biological agents designed to rapidly alter target species' DNA. According to the transmissions, the Guardians had intended only to modify dinosaur physiology to reduce their dominance, but something went catastrophically wrong. The protocol mutated unexpectedly, triggering a chain reaction that led to mass extinction. Disturbingly, the messages contained expressions of remorse and detailed descriptions of subsequent attempts to repair the damage, including the introduction of mammals as a replacement dominant species. Elias's research took an unexpected turn when he discovered references to another species in the Guardian transmissions, designated as unbalanced ones. These entities appeared to be rogue members of the Guardian civilization who disagreed with their society's interventionist policies. The unbalanced ones believed that species should be allowed to evolve naturally, regardless of the consequences. Evidence suggested they had sabotaged the reset protocol deployed on Earth, intentionally causing the catastrophic extinction event. More alarming was the revelation that the unbalanced ones had established hidden bases throughout the galaxy, including several within human space. The transmissions hinted at their continued influence, suggesting they might have played a role in humanity's decision to abandon Earth. Elias couldn't shake the feeling that he was uncovering a conspiracy spanning millions of years, with implications reaching far beyond mere historical curiosity. The deeper he delved into the data, the more he wondered whether humanity's departure from Earth had been entirely voluntary. The breakthrough came when Elias successfully decoded a complete transmission log detailing the Guardians' final mission to Earth. Their vessel had remained in orbit after the extinction event, attempting to monitor and mitigate the consequences of their failed intervention. Over millennia, they observed the rise of mammals and eventually early humans, whom they considered promising candidates for future development. However, the presence of the unbalanced ones complicated matters. Records indicated that these rogue elements had begun manipulating human evolution, accelerating certain traits while suppressing others. The Guardians attempted to counteract this interference, but were ultimately forced to withdraw when their activities attracted unwanted attention from other galactic powers. Before leaving, they embedded crucial information in Earth's geological record, hoping future civilizations would discover it. Elias realized with growing excitement that the Archive's monitoring array had inadvertently tapped into this ancient data repository, explaining why the signals had grown stronger recently. The timing suggested the system might be responding to increased stellar activity, possibly triggered by changes in Earth's magnetic field. Working feverishly, Elias developed new decryption protocols based on the patterns emerging from the data stream. The process was agonizingly slow, requiring him to reconstruct damaged portions of the transmission using advanced predictive algorithms. Weeks turned into months as he pieced together fragments of Guardian history, technological blueprints, and warnings about the unbalanced ones. Particularly intriguing were detailed descriptions of the biological mechanisms used in their reset protocols, sophisticated nanotechnology capable of rewriting genetic code at the molecular level. The implications were staggering. If humanity could reverse engineer this technology, it could revolutionize medicine and perhaps even restore extinct species. However, the transmissions also contained dire warnings about the dangers of misusing such power. The Guardians emphasized the importance of maintaining ecological balance, citing numerous examples where well-intentioned interventions had led to unintended consequences. As Elias absorbed this information, he began to question whether humanity's current path of expansion and resource exploitation might be repeating the same mistakes that had led to the dinosaurs' extinction. A startling discovery emerged from the data. The unbalanced ones had left behind automated systems designed to monitor and potentially influence human development. These systems, hidden throughout Earth's biosphere, had been dormant for millennia but showed signs of recent activation. More concerning was evidence suggesting that similar installations existed in human colonies across the galaxy. The implications were terrifying. Humanity's entire history might have been subtly shaped by alien interference. Elias found himself questioning everything he thought he knew about human evolution and technological progress. Had their achievements been genuine, or merely the result of carefully orchestrated manipulation? The transmissions hinted at a long-term strategy by the unbalanced ones to create a species capable of challenging Guardian authority, using humanity as their instrument. This revelation explained many historical anomalies, sudden technological leaps, unexplained evolutionary adaptations, even aspects of human psychology that seemed poorly suited to survival. As he processed this information, Elias felt increasingly isolated, burdened by knowledge that could fundamentally alter humanity's understanding of itself. The most disturbing aspect of the transmissions was their account of how the unbalanced ones operated. Rather than direct intervention, they preferred subtle manipulation through cultural, technological, and biological means. They introduced concepts that resonated with human nature: competition, hierarchy, territorial expansion, then watched as civilizations inevitably followed paths leading to self-destruction or aggressive expansion. The Guardians' records identified several species that had fallen victim to this strategy, their societies collapsing under the weight of artificially accelerated development. Humanity appeared to be their most ambitious project yet, with careful cultivation over hundreds of thousands of years. The transmissions revealed that the unbalanced ones viewed humans as perfect instruments for their rebellion against the Guardians' philosophy of ecological balance. They had deliberately engineered humans to prioritize short-term gains over long-term sustainability, ensuring conflict with other species and civilizations. This explained humanity's seemingly inherent tendency toward environmental destruction and resource depletion, traits that had ultimately driven them from Earth during the Great Migration. Elias's investigation took an unexpected turn when he discovered encrypted sections of the transmission logs referencing ongoing operations. Decoding these required developing new algorithms based on patterns he had previously identified as characteristic of unbalanced ones' communications. What he uncovered chilled him to the core: evidence of active monitoring stations scattered throughout human space, disguised as asteroids or integrated into colony infrastructure. More alarmingly, the data suggested these stations were not merely passive observers, but actively influencing events through subtle manipulation of economic systems, political structures, and even individual leaders. The transmissions contained detailed psychological profiles of key human figures, along with predictions about their behavior under specific stimuli. It became clear that humanity's expansion into the stars had been carefully guided every step of the way, with crises and conflicts strategically engineered to push development in desired directions. The Great Migration itself might have been orchestrated to spread unbalanced one's influence across multiple star systems, creating a network of human colonies primed for their purposes. Realizing the magnitude of his discovery, Elias faced an impossible dilemma. The information he had uncovered could either save or destroy humanity. If revealed carelessly, it might trigger widespread panic and social collapse. Yet withholding it meant allowing the unbalanced ones to continue their manipulation unchecked. He began secretly transmitting encrypted packets of data to trusted contacts in human space, choosing individuals known for their integrity and scientific rigor. Each transmission included instructions for verifying the information independently, along with warnings about potential disinformation campaigns likely to follow. Simultaneously, he worked to develop countermeasures based on Guardian technology, focusing on methods to detect and neutralize unbalanced one's influence. The process was painstaking, requiring him to adapt ancient alien technology to modern human systems. Progress was slow but promising. Initial tests showed success in identifying manipulated systems and restoring original functionality. As he worked, Elias couldn't help but wonder whether he was merely playing into the hands of forces far beyond his understanding. Months of research revealed a crucial weakness in the unbalanced one strategy: their reliance on predictability. By studying patterns in their manipulations across multiple civilizations, Elias identified recurring tactics and vulnerabilities. The Guardian's records proved invaluable, providing insights into how different species had resisted or overcome similar influences. Armed with this knowledge, he began implementing subtle changes in Earth's remaining automated systems, creating feedback loops designed to confuse monitoring stations. The effect was immediate and dramatic. Detection rates dropped significantly, and some monitoring systems began reporting false data back to their controllers. Emboldened by this success, Elias expanded his efforts to include dormant systems left behind by the Guardians. These ancient installations, once activated and properly configured, proved capable of generating powerful interference fields that disrupted unbalanced one's communications. The transmissions grew erratic, their patterns breaking down as countermeasures took effect. For the first time in centuries, Earth's skies felt truly silent. With Earth effectively shielded from external influence, Elias turned his attention to helping humanity break free from unbalanced one's control. Using modified versions of Guardian technology, he developed educational programs designed to rewire human cognitive biases toward sustainable thinking and long-term planning. These programs, distributed through secure channels to key institutions across human space, began showing remarkable results. Colonies that implemented the changes reported improved resource management, reduced conflict, and increased cooperation between settlements. The transformation was gradual but unmistakable. Humanity was learning to think differently, to prioritize balance over expansion. Meanwhile, Elias continued analyzing the vast trove of Guardian knowledge, discovering applications that could revolutionize human society without repeating past mistakes. Advances in agriculture, energy production, and medical technology emerged from adapting ancient solutions to modern challenges. Most importantly, humanity began developing its own approach to ecological stewardship, combining Guardian wisdom with uniquely human creativity and innovation. Standing on the observation deck of his underground facility, Elias watched as automated systems prepared his final transmission to human space. The package contained everything he had learned, carefully organized and annotated with instructions for safe implementation. Earth's skies, once filled with the invisible web of alien influence, now pulsed with the gentle glow of restored ecosystems adapting to humanity's return. News of successful colonies establishing sustainable practices reached him daily, each report reinforcing his belief that humanity could chart its own course without falling back into old patterns. The archives, once a lonely repository of forgotten knowledge, had become a beacon guiding humanity toward a brighter future. As he initiated the transmission sequence, Elias allowed himself a moment of quiet satisfaction. The journey had been long and fraught with danger, but humanity had finally taken its first steps toward true independence. Remembering his solitary vigil among Earth's ruins, he smiled at how much had changed. If you enjoyed this journey through time and space, please consider subscribing for more incredible science fiction adventures that explore the boundaries of human potential and cosmic mysteries.